Who's the top dog in Illinois, investor-wise? Like who?
Oh, I have no clue, bro.
No?
I don't really follow that stuff.
No?
No, I'm worried on my own, but I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be the top dog.
Yeah, blinders on. Blinders on until you're him.
Exactly.
Man.
Who's the top dog in insurance?
Me.
My man. You know what? Ask me the question again.
I was ready. I was like, if he reverts it back, I hope he says insurance. I was like...
Good,
yeah, so in the striking, I think the overestimation that I think a lot of individuals will make in general with anything,
yeah,
I'll notice that. You know, you'll get into striking or something like that, and if you go against someone that's been doing it for 2-3 years, you're going to get pieced up. You know what I mean? Even if they're a smaller guy. So, you know, I think you just got to have respect for every game. But I think the male ego in general, just we like to assume, you know, we're doing more or we're better than other individuals. Like, oh, I can take that guy. You know, I still do that. I'll be watching UFC. I'll be like, yeah, I could definitely get him.
I could totally beat up Sean O'Malley. I mean, look, he's so skinny, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Be thinking those thoughts, and then it's like, man, you get around somebody that spent 10 years, 15 years getting mat time or strike time and things like that, and it's a whole different person. I don't care if they're 140 pounds. You'll get pieced up, man. You're at least gonna get your chin touched. You know what I mean?
100%.
In an unpleasant way. So.
How long have you been doing it for?
Jiu-jitsu, again, probably going on 2-ish, 3 years. I tore out my meniscus.
Damn.
After about 6 months of technical training, but I've rolled around and been on mats, wrestled for probably an additional 2 or 3 years. So you figure I've got 6 years of like familiarity with being on a mat and wrestling in general. But yeah, the meniscus, it stumped me for a little bit. So once the meniscus blew out, I actually did some stem cell therapy. So I had some stem cells injected in there.
Ooh, did it get it from your hip bone?
No, actually the stem cell, I don't know exactly where. I think it was I want to say it was like, like fetal, like not obviously like.
Oh, it wasn't from you?
No, it wasn't for me.
Oh, I got the bad shit then, man. They gave me my own. I did stem cells, but they got it from my bone marrow.
Yeah, I heard that's a great option as well. No.
Still got a shoulder injury.
I did a surgery regardless of the stem cell.
Yeah.
But I think it was more, again, back to the ego of, I did the stem cell shot. I'm 20, 21 years old. Spend the money, do stem cell PRP, and like I felt pretty good. And so probably a couple days, I go back and get back into rolling, and I just go full-fledged, and just a massive explosion, just a big pop, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that thing's done. And it was a bucket handle tear. So they said it was shredded up and in half, but it would flip back and catch, and my knee would lock. So I was like, all right, just do what you're ever going to do. And they took out 70 or 80% of the meniscus. But it was a pretty uninvasive surgery because it was a meniscectomy, and I believe they just went in through 2 injection sites.
Yeah.
And I believe it was some type of, I forget the terminology that they used, but it was like I want to say microscopic type of surgery, but like they just literally take a needle or something in there and start sucking out the meniscus and things like that. So
how recent was this?
that was had to have been over a year and a half ago.
Oh, you're healed now.
Yeah, no, I'm phenomenal. I've done peptides to assist with growth as well, BPC 157, and that combined with another peptide. It's called like the Wolverine mix.
Okay.
So it's like regenerate. It's like stem cell, but for the whole body, like regeneration. You know what I mean? Then you got growth factors. There's growth in there.
Get me
as
on
well.
some of those, bro. I need some on the shoulder
like
here.
that. There's not. I always tell everybody, like, for these people, it makes sense how these guys can go so long in the leagues because you can. What up, big dog? We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, okay.
This guy's crazy.
Parking
He's parked in your spot.
awkwardly. No, he's parking like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, blocking the whole driveway and my.
I'm calling him right now.
It's a
Yo.
Ford
It-
logo.
Car show 6:30, 7:30. It's a Ford.
No, that's not me. It's not me. It's
No.
Ford. What is it? A Ford what?
Logo.
There's a Ford Bravo blocking the.
Oh, wow. That's what it's.
Yeah, no. I don't drive Ford, thank God.
There's a.
All right, okay.
I just called them.
Okay.
I don't know. Fred came in here upset in the middle of our podcast. I wish we could have changed the camera on him because that would go viral. Hey, we're on a podcast. Great. Fuck you.
Somebody park in my spot. He needs to go.
What do you think his accent is?
Bro, that is
I've been wanting to ask him. He's got to be like European something.
He's European.
Russian maybe? Or?
Yeah, something.
I get Eastern
You know he
European
works
tone
here?
to him.
I hired him.
Do you really?
Yeah, he works at a mortgage company across the hallway, but he's like, what do you guys do? You make so much money. I was like, we just sell life insurance. A couple months ago, he kept bugging me. And he got his life insurance license. So now he'll just randomly like barge in here. Justin, you need anything else?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, 6:30 to 7:30. Yeah, he'll barge in here. He came in here the one day, and I'm like, just sitting here running meeting, answering emails. Hand me that orange drink. He throws me this. He brings this drink in. He's like, bro, this dude's 83 years old, still working. He's like, have you ever had a water like this? Hands me the water out of a weird bag, and he's like, try this. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this dude giving me? I open the lid. He's just staring down at me. He's like, try this. I try it. He's like, what does that taste like? I'm like, orange. He's like, now try this one. Pulls another one out of this. It's a grocery bag, like a used looking grocery bag.
Like, you don't know where he got this from.
No idea where this stuff's coming from.
Someone injected that shit with a needle.
Yeah, bro. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to take another fentanyl drink. And then like, I take a sip. And he's like, what do you think that is? I'm like, berry something. He's like, yes. He's like, did you know you can put a drop into water and turn it into juice? And I'm like,
are you kidding me?
I'm like, yeah. He's like, I have no idea about this. And I didn't want to make him feel bad. I'm like, oh, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So he just brings them to me every day now, and I just give them away. I feel so bad. But
these are opened.
Yeah, bro. He opens them and puts stuff in them and brings them over here, and I'm like, dog, can I help you? Yeah, bro, can I help you? What a dog. And this was the funniest part. He was like, it helps me drink water because I drink coffee all day, and then I like to just, chill out. I drink scotch to go to bed. I was like, what?
What in the
bro?
fuck?
He's like, I don't drink any water. I drink coffee all day and scotch to go to bed.
He's
I was
83?
Like, he's 83.
Okay, from now on, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah, bro. And that's what I was thinking about to myself. I was like, I'm over here. I take my health really serious and things like that. I'm trying to get as much water.
You can't have more than one cigar every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
bunch
bro.
of cardiovascular.
Like, this bro just said he's 83. He's still working. I just drink coffee and scotch. Oh my God. Yeah.
I wonder if he still fucks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, this dude's a dog, dude. This dude's a dog.
When Europeans like candy things, it could be rakia. I don't know if you have rakia. It's
no,
like
what's that?
Moonshine, like straight up. Like
that's what I was saying, dude. I was just like praying. I'm like, please tell me there's nothing weird in here, dude. Like I'm gonna just fall out.
You look fine. You look okay. So you haven't died yet.
Haven't died yet. So
good.
8 minutes into the podcast is my estimation, and we are not a big enough podcast to go this long without a proper introduction. So who knows what's gonna happen here? We are averaging 100,000 a month 100,000 views a month though for our overall channel. So shout out to the growth. We went from 0. Obviously, we started this channel 2 years ago. This is like 160 something episodes that we're on. But we went from 0 to averaging about 100,000 a month in views. 100,000 views in a month. So we're on a good trajectory. I'm excited to see what the next 2 years look like. Hopefully, we can get up over 1 mil. But let's shout out. So first name again?
Aram.
And last name?
Ghazaryan.
Aram Ghazaryan.
You got it. Yep.
Okay, perfect. And you're representing real estate. One of the gentlemen said Chicago's best realtor. So
I used to be a real estate agent, so I'm more of a real estate investor now.
Okay, real estate investor.
Yeah.
I always thought that's probably the best side to be on real estate, the investing side opposed to the brokering side, which I imagine both make phenomenal money, but I think I'd rather own than help other people own.
1,000%.
Right?
Which is why I retired.
Yes? Okay. And then my dog, Jason,
yeah.
I'll try to mix your last name right away with your. So we got the Albanian, Jason Tumba, and he represents Geneva Smoke Shop.
Geneva Smoke Shop, Euro Architecture. Like I said, jack of all trades.
Let's go.
A little bit of everything.
That's one thing I know about the Albanians, man. They got their hands in every bucket, dude.
Yeah, man.
If there's money,
this guy's the networking king.
Yeah, if there's money in it, the Albanians are there, dude. I told you the top income earner in my known insurance industry right now. I've been involved. I've been a franchise owner with this company for 3 years now, and this dude, his name's Mario Hyro. I think that's how he says his name, and his accent is thick. You know what I mean? But like Albanian is as ever. But dude will make 5-10 mil a year, and 80% of that I think is just straight through the life insurance. And a lot of people are mesmerized by that. They're like, life insurance has money like that? I'm like, I have no idea either. I'll be looking around like, I don't know how we make this much money. Because we are like, not degenerates, but like, yeah, I got into insurance as an expelled. I was expelled from high school. I had cornrows down. I was that typical like poster child for like borderline ghetto, white trash. Like, I had no idea what was going on. And blew it up, man. 6 figures first couple years, and I hit 7 figures 21 years old. So, and that's obviously gross income. A lot of there's a massive difference between a 1099. I'm a 1099 millionaire, not a liquid millionaire. So there's a massive difference. You know, between those two, because a lot of people, you're not a millionaire. I'm like, I didn't say I was a millionaire. 1099 millionaire. You know what I mean? So 7 figures is what Uncle Sam reports me at, and I always tell everybody like he don't lie about his money. You know what I mean? Because
So you can't lie to him, bro.
yeah,
You'll find out.
Yeah, he will come.
They'll
He'll
find
come
out.
get your pieces. So let's jump into the real estate and your story. So where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Armenia, bro, and I was raised there up until 9 years old. Then I
Okay.
moved to the Chicago suburb, Schaumburg,
Okay.
at 9, and I've been there ever since. Well, I'm in Elk Grove now, but I've been
How
there
old
ever
are you?
since. I'm 27.
27.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years older than me. And Jason,
Damn, I'm the old guy here.
how old are you, Jason?
I'm the old guy. I'm
Never
29.
mind.
Oh, okay. All right, so you got
My
a couple years on us.
birthday's in, October 7th, so one more week. I'm about to hit the dirty 30.
Oh my god.
Oh, not the dirty
dude.
30.
You got the same birthday as the oldest dude in the office. His name's Dave Wang.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro. He's like,
Hopefully that's a good
If
thing.
Is that older than 83-year-old, or who else you
yeah,
got?
no. Yeah, no. No, he's been in the insurance industry for 22 years. Hey, he's solid, bro. He makes 20 grand a month in passive income. So like,
Yeah.
it's a solid, build up a solid career. He's the one that kind of pioneered the Chicago area for the insurance industry. So we came out here and partnered with him. So what about the story with your parents? How'd they get over here?
My dad came here first.
Yeah.
And then that's when me and my mom and my sister, we moved down here to basically be with him.
What was
Yeah.
life like in Armenia, right?
Dude, it was actually great.
Yeah.
It's like being in a small little village.
Yeah.
So you know everybody. You go outside, you play, you come inside. There's really no technology.
What are the surrounding
Um,
countries?
Surrounding countries, we got Iran, Turkey, Georgia, and then Azerbaijan.
Is it a safe place?
No.
No.
In regards, define safe. It's weird because the community looks out for each other, but it's a third world country at the end of the day. So if
Yeah.
you like grow too big,
What's
you know,
the,
you
what's
might.
the political system in Armenia?
At the time I was there, still is democracy, but it's very corrupt.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it like you're the president forever?
Yeah.
Like that type
the,
of like
the guy just changed the rules, so now I'm a prime minister and another 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they finally I think they're getting it back together now. But when I was there, it was definitely very corrupt. So you would have a business, and if let's say a government official wants your business, just gonna come say, hey, you need to give us like the mob, you know, like
yeah.
the business is mine now.
That's
and if you don't
insane.
sell it to them, you're just getting beat up every day. You can't call the police
Yeah.
until you sign it over.
What is the dominant religious views?
Christian. So we're Eastern Orthodox Christians over there.
Okay.
We're actually the only ones that are in that entire region.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
because I believe that would probably be a very I would imagine Muslim
Mm-hmm.
type of type. So do you guys get a lot of attack? Because I see
Yeah.
I see a lot. I haven't had the opportunity to have any Israeli individuals on
Mm-hmm.
my podcast, but I've had a lot of Palestinians and individuals that have been through the conflict
I
that
see.
they have between the two different beliefs. So I always like to know, opposed to what I see on the news.
Yeah.
I imagine you still got family over there. So
A ton, man.
so
yeah.
what's that like being Christian, Muslim? Is there like a war?
Yeah.
Is there feuds that go on?
So there's actually a war kind of going on right now. So
Yeah.
there's a small region inside of Azerbaijan called Artsakh. That's all Armenians, like
Yeah.
120,000 of them. And like in the 80s, there was a war. We took the land, we occupied it, and then like that's the Armenia like took care of that area.
Yeah.
And then 2020, there was a war. We lost most of that area, and then just literally last week, they just boom bombed everything, and then now they're evacuating like 120,000 people out of an entire city.
And those are
Yeah.
Armenians or
Armenians. Yeah.
Armenians are. And now,
Yeah.
am I mixing up another country? Is there an Armenia and an Armenia?
Well, you're saying the same thing, bro.
Am I saying the same thing? Okay, because like I'm like I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm like I have no idea either at the same time. So Armenia had to retreat out of this area because of bombing, correct?
Right.
Who
so
was
the
bombing?
Armenians in that area. I
Okay,
should
and
say.
then who was bombing?
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
And is that a place within Armenia, or is that a country?
That's our bordering country.
That's the bordering
So
country.
that land, Artsakh, is technically, if you look on a map, in their country.
Now, is it like a holy land, like how Israel and Palestine?
That I don't know. I don't
don't
think
know.
so.
Okay.
It just we were already there.
Yeah.
And then after the Soviet Union was broken up,
Yeah.
they took that land, and then there was a little conflict.
What are some of the foods that you love over like foods, culture, things like that? I love talking about cultures.
Oh, Kim Kardashian's
That's
great.
culture.
Kim Kardashian's are
She's Armenian
Yeah.
too.
no. So wait, is she Armenian because Bruce Jenner was Armenian? Was
No,
it?
no, sir, no,
No?
no, no.
Who, or was it her mom then?
Nah, her dad.
Oh,
Rob,
yeah, because-
Rob Kardashian.
Yeah,
no.
Rob Kardashian.
Was that his name?
I think it-
Yeah.
I think it was Rob Senior. I think it was Rob.
One of those. One of
Yeah.
those for sure.
Okay, because
he
I
was
was
an
gonna
attorney, I
say-
think. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's not really maybe the best. Maybe you know what I
Nothing
mean?
against Bruce, but
yes, yeah. So okay, so that's crazy. So Kim Kardashian, man, you guys produce. She's a hustler. You know, at the end of the day, to
Yeah.
be I believe a billionaire. I think she's a.
She's
billionaire.
big deal. Big
Yeah.
deal, bro. Big
So
deal.
Armenian, and then what about food wise?
So we have a bunch. We're mostly like it's very similar to Mediterranean food.
Yeah.
So we have kebabs. Barbecue is like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And dolma. I don't know if anyone's here ever heard of it, but it's basically like meat and rice wrapped in like a grape leaf.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
That reminds
bro.
me of I'll eat a lot of Greek food. I eat a lot of
Very
lamb.
similar to that. They may call it dolma or something like
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
just had lamb fujan or something the other day. It was like
Lamb
baked.
Fujian. Oh, I gotta get my hands on one.
I
of
have no
those.
idea, but it was like baked lamb
Yeah.
opposed to your typical skillet or however they, and it was phenomenal with potato. But they'll do a lot of potato, and it's there's Greek islands right down there. It's always banging. But
Hey,
when
we'll
I
just pass it over. Yeah.
yeah, bro, when I moved here, I always called the what are they with the lamb and I used to call it gyro, and then and people would be like, they'd start freaking out, and I'd be like, yo. Where I come from, we
Yeah.
call this a gyro. And they would get mad kind of too. Like, wasn't even like a laugh. It'd be like, euro. And I'd be like, no, it's a gyro. You're saying it wrong. Stop saying that. You know what I mean? Like, are you,
There's so many different ways to say it now.
I said gyro for so long myself.
yes?
Yeah.
What now? Obviously, euro as well then, or
I think now it's euro. So we don't have euros in where I'm.
No?
That's very Greek. But I used to work at a restaurant. And I was like, oh, would you like the gyro?
yeah.
Everybody confused. We don't know what that
they
is.
get mad. Like, oh, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Do you have a favorite dish that you didn't mention? Maybe the doma.
Not really, but I can never think of one.
No.
It's just whatever. I don't know how to cook
What
it.
What would you say is your favorite thing about Armenia? What do you like try to hold on to from the culture?
the culture itself?
Yes.
It's a very prideful, like respectful culture. Like you're supposed to be somebody that
Yeah.
you have to move in a certain way. And
Yeah.
I really like that.
Who are some of the people that have come out there other than Kim Kardashian that have some notoriety?
Robert Krikorian is a good one. He built. Have you heard of Caesar's Palace in Vegas?
Yeah.
He owns that, the Flamingo,
be there in a
and
week.
couple of.
Hey,
Oh, did you?
Hey, is this actually Caesar's Palace? Step Brothers?
It used to be, yeah, but he got stabbed in the back,
Yeah.
whatever. Details, right? No, he owns or used to own. He's passed away now.
Okay.
A lot of the hotels in Vegas.
Okay.
Super cool story if you look at his background.
Yeah.
Patrick David's Armenian, a big role model for me.
Bro, big role model for
Yeah,
you.
he's in the insurance industry,
Bro, yeah,
right?
he built all his wealth through life insurance every single day. That's how I start my day, Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Friday. He'll release everything he releases. I watch, I consume.
I'm on that,
the
yeah.
books, I consume it all. Just his mindset and everything how he incorporates everything, it's phenomenal. So
You got his new book,
Yeah.
Choose Your Enemies Wisely.
I don't know. No, I don't think I have.
It's not
Tuesday
out yet,
News
but
Wire.
it comes out in December.
Trying
The
to set me
title
up.
alone,
You got
bro.
his new book. It's not
Sorry.
out yet.
I set you up for failure, bro.
You got his new book. It ain't out. I wanted to see if he was a real fan.
Well, I don't know if you were close like that. Maybe he
Yeah.
sent you a copy, you know?
Let's go.
No, but it's I like the title a lot. I haven't read it, but
Yes.
from what he talks about, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Basically, choose your competition.
Absolutely makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense, especially in the day and age that we live in right now, where choosing the wrong enemy and especially at the wrong time can be catastrophic for your business.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, again, it's back to that young male ego of overestimating your enemy or underestimating, even a combination of the two of those things, and you might set yourself up for just things that you can't afford to go through mentally,
Yep.
spiritually, physically, financially, who knows. But fire. Patrick Bet David, is there you guys, that's fire right there. Patrick Bet David, Robert, these are two phenomenal
Yeah.
individuals. Kim K, anybody else?
I don't know the names, but some guy who made the ATM is
Wow.
Armenian. And we have actually a lot of inventions. I just don't know the exact
Yeah.
people that make them.
I'm going to Google it real quick because I'm
yeah.
curious. You got me curious about Armenia. Start telling us Albania. What are some of the favorite
Yeah,
foods,
you
my
tell
dog?
me.
Yeah, man.
Y'all got good food
Favorite
too.
culture stuff.
I mean, we're similar to Greek, so same kind of food, Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa, big celebrity that everyone knows about.
Yes.
Big singer.
Yes.
Albanian?
She's Albanian. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
she's my Albanian crush. The dark. We're all about the dark features out here. We love the dark features.
Bro, there's some beautiful Albanian women, and I feel like they're only on reserve for Albanians. Like I feel like they'll like flirt with other, but like they won't like they just gonna like their family, like the
Yeah.
way they're raised. Like no, you have to be with an Albanian. You know what I mean? It's not even like a race thing. Like maybe it's someone black. You know what I mean? It's no, I swear,
a
I feel
culture
like it's a
thing, yeah.
culture thing of like they have so much pride in their culture. Like nah, my husband got to
Yeah.
be Albanian. I'm like I respect it. Dude.
It makes the weddings a lot easier, bro. You ever been to like a mixed wedding? You're like, we got Sweet
No.
Home Carolina, and then we got this foreign
Yeah,
ass
I
song.
can't even imagine. But they look. I love seeing some of these like weddings on TikTok where they'll put like Chief Keef over like a
Oh.
European, and they're doing like a, you know what I mean, like a different type of dance. Or
Bitches
something.
love so.
Yeah, and it's just Chief Keef like Love
Yeah.
So. I'm like, oh, are they actually playing Love So, or is it like something crazy? First country to adopt Christianity is Armenia.
Yep.
Armenia has its own alphabet.
We've been around for like 5,000 years. I think one of the oldest.
You have the oldest winery.
I'll be damned. I didn't know that.
Winery, okay.
Yeah, we have to go get some wine, bro.
Yeah. It is
Fuel the
oldest
jet.
winery on the planet, found in a cave near the village of Arini, but it is in fact 6,100 years old. Yet the country produces some of the really good wines, and not only from grapes but also other fruits. Armenia has a record-breaking cable car. Yerevan is one of the oldest cities in the world, and founded in 782 BC by King Argishti.
I grew up 15 minutes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Have you been back home or not yet?
No, not yet. I'll probably go next year or so.
UNESCO World Heritage List is lavash, a soft, thin flatbread.
Oh,
place.
lavash is the best, bro. You
This
need
is
to experience
crazy.
that in your
Now
life.
I'm gonna look up Albania. What other things can you tell us about
Albania,
India?
man, we sell. Unfortunately, we don't do wine. We do. We sell a lot of bud.
Yeah.
We're the biggest
Well, hey.
distributor in,
And-
in trafficking.
You know,
blood and
I've heard that.
mobsters.
I've heard that.
Spence man, you're in a smoke shop.
It's the
I'm not
bro.
part of the mob though. No
Other
mob.
than being famous as being the birthplace of Mother Teresa,
Yeah, Mother Teresa.
Albania is known for its medieval era castles, exotic beaches, and Ottoman architectures lined up on the streets.
Yeah,
That's
man.
insane.
If you want to go somewhere, Greece is getting a little bit too tourist, too expensive. Albania,
Yeah. Look, beautiful because
beautiful. Man.
people will get their life insurance license, build up a pretty solid business, and then they'll go back to their home countries. The immigrants do phenomenal in sales. You know what I mean? They come here with a work ethic. It's already a developed business, so they don't have to go out and develop infrastructure through another business.
Yeah.
So they already got the product, whatever it is, but then they'll go back. Like Mario, I see him. Seems like he spends every summer in Albania. He'll acquire more real estate there, hang out with family. One thing I've noticed, and I love this about the Eastern culture in general, and I've adopted this. I already told my mom we're gonna do this. Is you guys keep it very tight in the family. Like even though some of these individuals are making millions of dollars, they have like almost like they treat it like a palace type of deal of like mom, grandma will stay there, and it'll be like it's like family oriented type of. Like you stay real tight with the family. Is that true for you guys?
That's I think almost every other country other than America.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
we're so divided here, but is that true for you guys?
No, like I don't want to put my parents in like a retirement home or anything.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I keep thinking about. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
I'm with you on that one for sure.
Doesn't make any sense. So I really respect it. I like it, and I think it has to do. I don't think people realize when I look at just how weak and embarrassing America has been over these last few years. I think the division in the home, it's real simple. You guys remember hearing growing up, a house divided will fall, where a house united
Absolutely.
will stand.
Yeah.
I think we just keep our homes united. That's something we can look at the Eastern culture and realize, if we just keep a house united, keep your mother, your father close despite indifferences, I think that's a great way to just establish good national principles for a nation in general. Is like, hey, we keep our family core tight. And that's something that's like, I really love that more and more as I just study and look. And where I get a lot of those ideas, I've just listened to Patrick Bet-David a lot. You know what I mean? Like he'll get these different individuals on. I'm like, it makes sense, dude. It makes sense.
He even mentioned it. He bought a big house so that everybody would come visit him.
Yes.
I think he came here from Armenia. My parents came here from Albania as well. So it's funny because my dad actually sold insurance and he tried real estate.
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah, he tried both. Every day he's like, I wish I didn't quit those two because
Yeah.
I would have been, he's obviously well off now, but he's
Yeah.
like, I would have been
Even more,
richer
yeah.
if I stuck with one of those.
Here's some facts about Albania that you probably didn't know. No means yes, and yes means no. When talking to an Albanian,
Are
you
you
may notice
serious?
that it looks like they are disagreeing with you, but they nod their heads in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's the nodding. This means yes. This means, so when
So
my
if you go
when
like
my
this?
uncles and stuff come and I'm like, hey, do you want coffee? And they're like this. I'm always thinking, oh, they don't. And they're like,
Oh
where's
my
my
God.
coffee? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it says shake your head up and down. That means no. Shake it side to side. That means yes. The only place that I know does the head shake the opposite way is India. It does take some time getting used to. Albanians have strong beliefs. The Albanian beliefs I find are very interesting. You may notice when walking around residential areas that on the fence or entrance of the houses, there are teddy bears or dolls. This is to ward off any bad spirits. Another belief is a liquid like a
You don't
drink
know-
is
I don't see no teddy bears on your.
is split. Then you must pour water over that spill to ward off bad luck. Also, if you order a second Rocky from a cafe, you may notice that they will bring it in a new glass, but pour the Rocky into your glass you're already
that's
using.
the Raki I was talking about.
Yeah?
It's the moonshine.
If you're giving a new
Oh.
glass, then it means you get a new partner. There are many other fascinating beliefs that they have as well. Religion was banned in Albania during the communist era of 1941 to 1992. Now, did your parents leave during that era?
They left 1993. So
right after. So was that a
1992,
hard
1993.
time for Albania?
yeah,
I imagine
that was a hard
communist is
time.
never a
They-
good time.
They thought so they built bunkers all over Albania. If you go there, you'll see them. They thought they were about to get in a big huge civil war with each other.
Yeah.
They tore down a bunch of churches, and that's why we're really not too religious when it comes to beliefs.
Yeah.
Just because our government kind of took it away from us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, obviously, we still have that strong family belief. And
That's crazy. It says here also more Albanians live outside of Albania than inside. The population of Albania is 2.8 million.
oh yeah, for
But
sure.
because it's hard to find work and the conditions are poor here, there are more Albanians living outside of Albania
I didn't know that.
after the fall of the communism.
Yeah, unemployment in Albania is around 50%. There's no jobs. They all moved to London's a big hub for them.
Wow.
Germany.
There's-
Obviously, all around the Balkan areas, they're trying to dominate.
There's over 750,000 bunkers scattered around the country. The car of choice is Mercedes. There's
Of
no
course.
McDonald's in Albania.
No
Egg-
McDonald's, but we got KFC, which is funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Yeah,
KFC
I
somehow
like.
made it,
I
man.
think I would.
KFC's
rather-
international, bro.
I know,
they're
but
everywhere.
in Albania, what the heck? Who's eating KFC?
Bro,
anyway?
chicken is chicken in any country, bro.
Exyro, an Albanian tradition. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Maybe it's just Hyro. One of Albanian's traditions is called, I'm going to say Zyro. Early in the evening, Albanians will leave their home and go for a walk down the main road of wherever they live. This is a good chance to catch up with everyone. Sometimes the farmers will come and sell their produce, or people will start little barbecues on the side of the street. Code of Besa. Safety in Albania is a question I get asked again. In fact, in Albania, there's something called a code of Besa, which roughly translates to keep to promise. Albanians have a code of honor to look after those who need help.
I'm learning so much.
Albanians love espresso.
Espresso, man.
70% of the
Coffees.
country is mountainous terrain.
Yeah, I mean, most of it now is moving out of the mountainous area,
Yeah.
obviously because of the logistics wise. But yeah, I would say there's still a ton.
It says your language is like no other. There's two dialects, one being Tosk, the southern dialect, and the
Yeah.
other Geg, the northern dialect. It's a hard language to learn. The words are long and the sounds are difficult for most.
Yeah, so my Albanian is very, very limited.
Yeah?
I would, gotta be honest. I was born here, so
Yeah.
my parents, they modernize real quickly, so you can't really tell that they're Albanian. Obviously, they still have an accent, and they're still European in their style, but all they speak is English around the house.
Yeah. It says you guys have siestas.
yes.
Yeah, during the hottest part of the day, like 2 to 5, you guys will just.
Oh yeah, they don't work in I mean, that's all of Europe. They have America's like no other. We're working here 24 hours.
Mhm.
In Europe, everywhere else, they're
Leisure.
working maybe it's very leisure.
Yeah.
They don't take work serious, especially in Albania. Yeah, they.
Yeah.
have,
Well,
like,
they don't
these
got
little-
work. What are you saying, 50%?
Yeah, 50%.
That's the problem. Yeah. So
What's the political structure like in Albania?
same thing. Democracy. We have a prime minister.
Yeah.
Same thing though. It's all corrupt out there.
Yeah.
The same guy's been there forever.
They just keep voting for
They
him.
just
somehow.
keep voting
Yeah.
for him. They keep voting for. Everyone hates him, but somehow he still wins.
Yeah.
It's that kind of situation.
Yeah, we're running into that right now with
Yeah.
Mr. Biden. So who knows? But who are you guys more fond of? Who have you built the best relationship with, mom or dad? And why?
I would say for me it would be my mom because I was raised. My parents are divorced. So I was
Okay.
raised mostly by my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's your dad do?
He owns a business. He owns a salon up in Buffalo Grove.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's your mom do?
She doesn't work.
Doesn't work?
Yeah. I got it.
You got it. Sounds like me.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be. What about you, Jace?
Yeah. So my dad, he's actually the one who started
Yes.
the glass company.
Yes.
So he went through everything, and then he ended up, starting this aluminum glass company. which,
Yes.
He's grown, and now he's semi-retired.
Yeah.
As well as my mom just got laid off.
Yeah.
She's got the Albanian mindset too, so she loves working.
Yeah.
But now she's trying to enjoy a little bit. All the hard work they put in and all the
Have some espresso.
Exactly. Have some espresso,
Leisure.
Yes.
But
So-
it's hard to make them to stop working, man. They love working. These Albanians love working.
What was your guys' life like transitioning from high school?
Yeah.
Did you do college? Did you just get immediately into the real world and making money? What was that like for you?
I wish I got into the real world right away, but unfortunately, being an immigrant, bro, you got to go to college.
Yeah.
So I went to community college for a couple of years while I was trying to kind of figure out my life. And then around 19, I made the decision. I'm like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So I dropped out. I still went to finish it off. Like I have my associate's degree, but I just quit that at like 21 years old and got straight into real estate.
Okay.
And I have no regrets. Thank God. I wish I
Yes.
had started at like 18, man. I would have
Yes.
been 3 years ahead. So that's my background.
And so getting into real estate, it started with you watched a video, somebody told you about it.
So actually, bro, I chose real estate because I just wanted to be rich.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, I'm 19 years old. I'm going to be poor forever unless I figure out a way to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, let's see, what are all the rich people doing? And they all own real estate.
Yeah.
Even if you make a bunch in insurance, you're going to put some in real estate, right? So I'm like, all right, so the end goal is investing in real estate, but I need money to get there. So how the hell am I going to make money? And then the algorithm on YouTube just showed me being a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar to what you guys do. For $2,000, I get to get my license and I could sell real estate, make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't really have to build anything from the ground up. I don't have an office lease. I don't need to have suppliers, anything like that.
Yeah.
Easy. Just buy it now. Just go find somebody to sell a house to.
Yeah.
And that's how I started.
And then transitioning into owning, what did you start with? Single property?
So I did a flip first.
Yeah.
I did a flip in February of 22. We bought it, and then closed on it in May. Made 40,000. I was like, oh, this is great, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Flipping is like another job. It's just like
it's
being
tedious.
an agent, bro. It's
Yeah.
tedious. You're in construction. You got a whole bunch of shit going on.
Yeah.
Can we cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. all right.
Yes. Yeah.
Whole bunch of shit going on, right?
Yes.
So I didn't really enjoy it, and I felt it was you can make a lot of money quickly, but the second you stop, the money stops.
Yes.
Very much like being in real estate, which I think insurance, that's the appealing thing, is you got the
Yeah.
residuals, right?
I call insurance the poor man's real estate because there's no capital needed to get started in distributing property. Every policy is like a micro property.
It's beautiful.
You see? So
Yeah.
it's like if we generate $5 of cash flow off a property, go out and sell as many properties as you want today.
And just chill on them.
And just chill on
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And the average life of a property is 10, 20 years for us. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So
I mean, if I have life insurance, the point is to have it as long as I live,
Yes,
right?
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I'm with you on that one.
yeah.
After the flip, I just said, oh, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
What are the smarter, more richer people doing? And I
Yeah.
discovered they're all in commercial real estate, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, how do I get into that? Because that's a lot of money.
Yes.
And I bought my first apartment building in LaGrange. It was a 7-unit.
So it was just 7 units, or did you
Yeah.
partner in?
So all my deals are with partners.
Okay.
I don't do anything with, I put my own money up, but
Yeah.
most of it is with partners'
Yeah.
money. I do all the work. I find the deals.
Yeah.
I do the operations. I execute all that, and they
Who's
just bring
been
the
a
money.
figure for you that's kind of like, I remember getting into insurance, I listened to a lot of Grant Cardone, and half
Yeah.
of his material was commercial real estate and getting into real
Yeah.
estate, and half of it was sales. So my real estate knowledge is still very bare minimum because I just haven't put any passion there at all.
Yeah.
But is that somebody you've looked up to? Or I've also heard, I did a real estate podcast a week ago, and they were like, yeah, he's good, but we we do this.
So Grant Cardone introduced me to multifamily, like thinking
Yes.
big.
Yes.
Because it's so true, man. When you're buying one house at a time, it's impossible to scale.
Yes.
Like an apartment building doesn't make as much cash flow per door as a single family would. But you can also have a lot more apartment buildings than you can have single family homes. Could you
Yeah.
imagine 100 houses?
Yeah.
That's 100 roofs, 100 different addresses, utility bills,
Yep.
different locations. It's a nightmare. 100 doors
Yeah.
could fit in like a 1 acre,
Yes.
maybe 2.
Yes.
It's all in one place. Easier to manage. Everything is a lot just more scalable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what introduced me to it. But Manny Koshman is like an Iranian immigrant.
Yeah.
He's the one I'm like, wow, he's making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He has 7 employees, bro.
Yeah.
I met him personally. I went to his event, and I'm talking to him, like, okay, you have 7 employees. You make millions of dollars. All you do is buy Bugattis and smoke cigars on a daily basis.
Yeah.
This is the life I want. And that's when I realized, all right, I need to get into this. I need to be all in on this commercial real estate thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I quit being an agent. So now I'm
All
buying
in.
with apartments, and then I'm going to scale to retail and office once I have enough liquidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saving up for right now. Because people are like, when you buy real estate.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I am buying real estate. You know what I mean? I'm not building equity, unfortunately, with the real estate that I possess right now. Because
Yeah.
I got this suite. I got a suite across the road. But I want to
Do
get
you
into
own this, or do you
lease.
You lease these?
Yeah,
Okay.
lease these. But this building went for, I want to say, in between 8 to 10 mil prior to us getting into it. And then I think the ownership flipped, within a year of us having, I think it went for 15, you know what I mean? And then it might go for 20 in the next 3 to 4. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, because I'm looking at all of this, one, COVID has affected tremendously. I think half the workforce now works from home.
Yep.
So it makes me think, even if revenue is still there and people can afford to, fund these leases, what are these leases backed by? You know what I mean? Like, are there bonds backing these leases? Like, what are these backed by that if the commercial real estate just flops, like, what's going to happen? Because I'd rather wait and buy when the commercial real estate flops and get into, because I'm going to need, if I got 4,000 square foot here and 4,000 square foot there, and I double the company like we've been doing over the last 3 years, if we double and we got 100 reps right now, and let's say I've got 300, 400 reps, and half of them want to operate from in the office. So I got 200 plus people that want to operate from in an office. I want to have like a 16,000 square foot place. I like more of a flex space because then I can have like that kind of. You ever watch MTV, the Fantasy Factory? You guys remember Rob Dyrdek, the Fantasy Factory?
Oh, yeah.
But I think I know what you're talking about. You got the cars pulled out. It just got that like rugged look to it.
Put cubicles in there, and like you could put whatever you want in there. Just basketball hoop. I feel like it'd be sick. But it's like I'm still gonna need it's a $10 million building. It's like that's easily $10-15 million building.
No, bro. So right now offices are like 60% discount.
That's the thing.
So if you want to get an office building, I'll jump in now.
And then when you get into your first office building, because I've dabbled into talking to the guy that got me in this place, and I'm like, what would I need? Do I need 20% down? Because even if it's 60% down, and let's say it's a $7.5 million place opposed to a $15 million place, do I need 750,000 down, or do I need 1.5 down?
So you're gonna need 25% down, whatever you buy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need 1.5 or 2 mil down.
Exactly.
If it's a $7.5 million building.
Yep. But you don't necessarily need to be your money. So one thing I would suggest, so there's two different businesses, right? So you could buy an office building, and when the privilege is for you is you happen to have a business that can occupy 16,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So you could buy an office that is, let's say, 30,000 square foot building that is 50% vacant. You could buy it at a 50% discount. Literally move your business in, you double the value of that building. Now you can refinance your capital out, sell it, and you're sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Or you could just hang on to it and just enjoy living, basically having your business rent free.
Yeah.
But then that depends on what business you're in.
So essentially you're saying, occupancy has tremendous, because I know the reason we got such a good deal over here is I was literally across the street.
Yeah.
And the guy that was investing into this space offered me a better deal here. So he knew he made less money on the front end with the leases, but he knew if he drove the occupancy here and then drove the occupancy down across there, the value of this building would go up tremendously because we're a larger tenant. So
How long is your lease?
It's a 3-year lease.
Okay. Is it increasing year over year or same?
Increases year over year. I think we started at like 8 or 9, and then it's like 10 right now, and then I think the final year it'll be like 12.
There you go.
Yeah.
So and the final year is probably when he's going to go refinance, because that's when his cash flow is at the absolute highest.
So you're saying, no, when you purchase a building, you can technically, you're increasing the value of the building. You could refinance based. How long do you have to wait until you can refinance on the value of the building?
Generally, you want to own it for at least a year on a commercial side.
I own it. So I get in there at 7.5. I own it for a year, and hypothetically speaking, let's just say I'm the only occupant. I want to occupy the whole space. I don't want any other tenants. I don't want to lease out to anybody else. I can get it re-estimated for new value, and then can I do like with a home, like you can do a homeowner loan?
I pull the money out?
Yeah, pull the money out.
Absolutely, you can.
So I can pull the money out and invest it into whatever I want.
Tax-free, yeah.
Tax-free.
Dump it back in your business or go buy another building.
So there's no tax, even on like, I guess there wouldn't be any capital gains.
So when you refi, it's just debt, bro.
Yeah.
Right? So you're getting a loan. Basically, let's say you get $2 million out, right?
Yeah.
That's $2 million at whatever interest rate. So that's an actual loan, even though it's your original money back.
Yeah.
Right. And now you can go buy anything you want. Now, if you ever want to sell the building, that's when you actually have capital gains tax, unless you want to do what's called a 1031 exchange, which is what they all do.
And then you just the 1031 exchange, is that when you roll the money into another real estate property?
Yep.
And do you just have to have proof of? Do you just send that to the IRS? Do you just say, "Hey, listen, I rolled this money into a building"? Like, how do you prove, like, "Hey, I spent this money on a building"?
So you actually hire a 1031 firm.
Okay.
So your money is going to go to them automatically.
Okay.
And then you fill out a form. I think at closing you'll let them know this is a 1031 exchange. So you fill out a form. You have 45 days to actually declare 4 properties on that form that you're going to be buying. Now, all 4 of them combined can be the same value or higher than what you sold, or each one of those can be. You can go after each one. And you have 180 days to basically lock those down.
Yeah.
And that's how the IRS knows, because everything's on paperwork.
Okay.
Now, if any of that money touches your checking account, you got to pay taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got to take it to the escrow account.
So how long do you just keep 1031 exchanging?
Till you die, bro.
You die, and then it goes to your kids,
And you
right?
never, ever pass the properties on to your kids until you die.
Yeah.
Because when they inherit it,
How do you
they
pass
get
it
a
on?
step up in
Trust?
basis. You die.
Yeah, but where do you put it so they don't?
Just
Where do you put it so you don't?
So you have your assets in a trust, or I'm
Yeah, I
not
was
rich enough to have all these information, but you're in
I
a
was
trust or
gonna say, yeah.
something. But when you die, whatever, however you have like your will set up,
Yeah.
and whoever gets whatever property, if they inherit it, then you get a step up in basis.
Yeah.
So let's say you bought a building at $1 million, but it's worth 10. If you were to just pass the deed over to them, well, now the IRS says, well, hey, your son or daughter just made $10 million this year. They owe us $2 million in taxes.
Yeah.
But they haven't. So now they have to sell your property at a deep discount just to be able to pay a tax bill, which is not what you wanted.
Yeah.
But if you die, God forbid, and they inherit it, then they get a step up in basis. So whatever that property is worth in the current market is what their original investment is technically.
Yeah.
So anything more than that is when they pay taxes on. Anything less, they don't pay taxes on.
So, somebody that wants to get into real estate right now, what would you advise them? They're low on capital.
Yeah.
They don't got much, so obviously they don't got much money. They don't got much knowledge. Do they need to go get a license and spend a year, just increasing their knowledge and wisdom of the industry, or what should they do?
I think the biggest myth is you need a real estate license to invest in real estate. No offense to most of the agents, but if you met agents that have been licensed for 3-4 years, they almost know nothing about real estate. So
Yeah.
you don't really need a license to learn. I wouldn't get a license unless you are trying to be a top producing real estate agent.
Yeah.
Because that's a different business model than being an investor.
Yeah.
You can learn everything I've learned about being an investor is through books, podcasts, meeting people, and actually investing for myself.
Yeah.
Those are the best ways to learn. The one
So that's
thing
where
that
they need to start: books, podcasts,
Yep.
meeting people.
I
and
think
go
mostly
invest.
meeting people, bro.
Yeah.
Because one thing, you need 3 things to invest. You need time to actually operate the deal. Any business you have, you need time, right? Money, and then you need experience.
Yeah.
Money's easy to get if you have the other 2.
Yeah.
And if you don't have money and you don't have experience, chances are you probably have a lot of time.
Yeah.
You're not working, you
Yeah.
got nothing to do with your life.
Yeah.
So go and work for a contractor, work for a property manager, intern for an investor, be an assistant to an agent,
Yeah.
learn the game within for a year or 2. Even if you have, you don't even need money.
Yeah.
You just need the experience. Now that you know what you're looking for, how to value a deal, and now you could put an opportunity, package it together, and throughout your journey of getting experience, you made connections. You met a me, you met a Jason, you
Yeah.
met a you, and then I'm like, yeah, I got this deal that can make us $200K. I just need $100,000 to make it happen.
Yeah.
Somebody come to you with that deal, and you know that they have experience, you're gonna say yes.
Yes.
Shit, I'll say yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even
Right?
the free sauce, man.
Hold on, here we go, right here, hold on.
Yeah.
Of course, you gotta take your
Yeah.
course and, no.
Yeah. We're
We
gonna
gotta
start
make
selling
one.
courses.
You gotta make it quick.
Who's the top dog in Illinois, investor wise? Who?
Oh, I have no clue, bro.
No.
I don't really follow that stuff.
No.
No, I'm worried on my own, but I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to be
Blinders
the top
on.
dog.
Yeah. Blinders on. Blinders on until you're him.
Exactly.
Man.
Who's the top dog in insurance?
Me.
My man. You know what?
There you go.
Ask me the question again.
I was ready. I was like, if he reverts it back, I hope he says insurance. I was like, but no. Specifically with our company, we are on track to be top in Illinois. There is a lady that's doing a little better than us right now. So
We're
shout
gonna
out
have
to
to
her.
take care of it then.
She's got 5 Porsche GT3 RSs. So she been doing it for.
That's too many of the
Yeah,
same
we're-
car.
How old is she
Right?
compared to
Just
you, though?
variations. She's 1,000 years old. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
If I had
she's-
1,000 years, I'd
No,
have 5 GT.
yeah, no, she's in her 40s, I believe, but she's been doing it for 20 years.
that's a
Yeah.
big
You
man.
know, I'm a baby dog. I'm
So
rookie
how
of
do
the
you guys
year.
make money? That's the question I have for
Yeah.
you. Because
We just-
my insurance policy is $21 a month.
Yeah, so we walk in with a club, hit you over your head, and take your pin. No,
That's why my head was hurting, bro.
no. So this is what's cool about the. You got to think, life insurance, bro. Is the easiest way to get rich. Is the cost of the insurance, the cost of the agent might be 1 year. You know what I mean? So it's like even that
Yeah.
$20, you figure that $20, we pay that to the agent times 12 is $240. So they made $240 in 5 minutes talking to
The
you.
agent did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the agent did. And then let's say they get 5% of that. So, let's say they get $1 off that policy for the life of the policy. You keep the policy. Let's just say you do what statistically most people do. They
Yeah.
somehow let the policy lapse after 20 or 30 years. So now they've made $500, $600 plus off this policy that, was a 30-minute investment. And the insurance company on the other side of it
Yeah.
is generating it's pure profit. It's just $600 profit. You know what I mean? There's
Unless they die.
Unless you die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the issue is And when people are like, well, that sounds like a scam. It's not a scam. Here's the difference here is people typically lack responsibility. And so God forbid they do die in the midst of irresponsibility. There's no way, even the wealthy people are wealthy in correspondence with the value of the production of their business.
Right.
When the business stops producing, their wealth stops producing. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of rich people, you know what I mean, out there. It's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? They'll watch this, like, oh, he does well, he's in insurance. Like, man, if you take this away, I'm not liquid, like stupid wealthy. You know, I'm not buying Bugattis and smoking cigars. I got to make calls and DM and recruit and develop relationships and teach people how to sell insurance, or no money's going to be made. But when you look at the profit margin in the insurance industry, it is absolutely insane. Our third largest shareholder, and obviously he's probably the third largest shareholder in every company, is Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody probably says that. But at the same time, you know, I've read, you know, a lot of his material where it's like they over scrutinize the companies that they invest into, especially it's been 20 years that he's held in Globe Life. You know what I mean? So it's like they're not just holding in our company for no apparent reason.
Right.
The profit margin, it's made in the long term, but it's also made in the short term as well, because if a policy pays 10 years and all you're giving is a year or 2 years in the grand scheme of things to the cost of insurance, whether that's agent, that's the actual cost of premium, and then you're investing the rest into MTF, ETF, whatever, you know what I mean? Any type of funds, you're going to get a 10, 15%. Now you've gone from a 9-year to an 18-year policy, even though it only paid 9, because you doubled the profitability based off investment as well. So
and how much is an average like life insurance policy? Mine is 21 because I'm young and in shape.
Yeah, the average is going to be about $80 to $100 a month. But where you really get into making a significant amount of money is when you start doing estate planning for as an individual producer. And let's just say in the state of Illinois, I want to say it's when your estate is valued over $4 million. So as soon as you're valued over $4 million, it's over 3. So over $3 million, you pass away. What's the percent? 16, 18%?
It's in brackets. So I looked it up the other day. It's like it goes up to 16% once the estate's over 8 million.
Yeah. So let's just say hypothetically you're at $8 million of value right now. You die next week. Your family has to come up with 16% of that $8 million in regard to an estate tax, or they liquidate your entire estate and the government acquires it.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you make sure your stuff's in a trust, like you want to transfer your properties.
Okay.
So just make sure you listeners and people out there, and you guys can do a little more detailed research, because there's a federal estate tax, I believe, and then there's individual state estate taxes. So you got to figure out, all right, I'm in Illinois. Is that where your business is registered? Is that where your address is and everything?
Yep.
Where majority of your time is registered? Another cool loophole would be put your addresses in Puerto Rico. Talk to your CPA.
We're not accountants over here.
Yeah, so talk to some people, but there's other options. But
for every industry.
But bro, you pitch somebody, hey, listen, what would you rather do? Pay a couple $1,000s a month and make sure your estate's properly protected. That way, you know, when you liquidate a business, what do you have to do to the business? You got to sell the business off. You got to shut down the business so you can liquidate the business. So now if you sell the goose that's producing the golden eggs, you're out of golden eggs.
And I'm sure they're on a time crunch too. So I mean,
exactly.
If I have 30 days to sell a business, I'm selling it cheap.
We sell golden goose protection. That's what what I mean. Like a lot of people will call it, like I hate the people in our industry that talk about you're gonna get rich buying a policy. Like if we got so rich buying selling these policies, like the policy was gonna make you so rich, why do we keep selling the policies? Why wouldn't we just buy the policy, set it up to make us like? You guys have you ever seen this like on TikTok or social media where people are like, get a life insurance policy and you'll become a millionaire?
Yeah.
I know the whole like living benefits bullshit that takes 10 years to actually take into effect.
If it's so good, think of it this way: like when somebody's trying to sell you something, I think immigrants are real good at this, of like sniffing out BS, of like,
look at this nose, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, hey, dog, I'm gonna sniff this out. You gonna sniff this out? So it's like, I be telling people, I'm like, I don't want to walk by you guys and hear you selling some BS about people are going to get rich off the product.
Yeah.
Because it's a death benefit. Life insurance has always been and always will be a death benefit.
Yeah.
If you were able to become a millionaire off of owning the policy, my policy would be way bigger than it is right now.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't
it's insurance.
be peddling
in
the
case
insurance.
shit hits the fan. I'm
exactly.
Covered. Yeah.
Now that you brought up TikTok, I know insurance has been, topic that
huge topic over COVID and everything.
Becoming more popular.
Yeah, infinite banking.
Infinite banking.
Infinite banking. Infinite banking.
Industry that like I said, my dad was doing in like 1995.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's becoming like sexy again and like
Patrick David.
Well, I think, Patrick David, one. I think people are marketing in different, but I think at the same time, you know, anything that people can do to manipulate a quick dollar is going to be, you know, a highlighted industry. You know what I mean? I had two wealthier gentlemen on the other day, and they're OnlyFans managers, and I was teasing them, and like, you know, I'm like, hey, look, I respect the game, you know, but it's like that's a quicker dollar. You know what I mean? So anything that you can kind of get a quick dollar off of, people are gonna highlight and want to make money off of. You know, like you saw some of the celebrities jumped into OnlyFans and tried to make. I think the one girl, I remember watching Disney Channel growing up, and I had a crush on this girl, and it, like broke
Which
my heart.
one?
The redheaded one that used to dance with the girl that plays the Spider-Man's girlfriend. They used to dance together.
Lois Lane?
Not
No
Lois
way.
Lane.
I messed that up.
And someone Google her.
You ever watch the Spider-Man, the mix Zendaya?
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
Zendaya?
Oh,
she,
yes,
she had
yeah.
the friend that had the red hair. I think she went on there and made like $3 million in a day or something like that.
Dude,
Wow.
get me on OnlyFans. $3
Right?
million a day?
Yeah.
What
Well,
I got to show?
Yeah, bro. That's it. That's the thing.
I got
And I'm
nice
like,
calves.
That's the thing. I'm like, bro, I asked these dudes, I was like, so did dudes do it too? And they're like, yeah, dudes do it. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
Tyga, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely.
And Jason Derulo, I think, have.
Damn.
I don't know if Jason Derulo.
Why does my dog know this?
Yeah, bro, what's going
I
on?
didn't think the Albanians. I'm just.
Oh, shit. I told you, we follow everywhere there's money, man.
Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, man, I think the reason it's getting sexy is anything you can kind of just, I don't know, distort the image to make a quick dollar, because you got to think the world that we live in right now, it only gets lazier. And I was reading something the other day that like science has proven that our brains are wired to develop and build and establish a life of comfortability.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we're always seeking to set up some level of comfort in our lives. And so I think people quickly, it's like, I got a microwave in here. You probably used the microwave today already. You'll use it later today. And it's like, you want that instant gratification, you know? So it's like anything that people can buy on. If I look in the camera, I'm like, I've got an opportunity for you. DM me. I'm going to make you $1,000 immediately. Opposed to, hey, look, I'm going to make you a millionaire, but it's going to take you 20 years of blood, sweat, tears, and you're going to have to work like a dog, but you're going to for sure be a millionaire. 98% of people are going to click on the first option.
But your second option is 100% successful.
Yeah, the second option is like 100% true. The first option is like a scam, right? And so everybody loves, but it's not the fact that people are like, you know, just not intelligent. It's the simple fact that the appeal to the instant gratification is greater than the appeal to actually having to go through the process. And I love philosophy, and I love stoicism. And I think it was Socrates. He said it's easier to find a man that would be willing to die than a man that would be willing to endure pain for an extended period of time. And that's life, bro. That's like, duh.
I mean, how long are you willing to suffer? I think is a testament to how much you will succeed.
I bet like I've heard that Manny Koshman so much. I bet an Iranian immigrant, you know what I mean? Like first, is it first generation when you actually come here?
Dude, I don't know.
I always say
We
that
just call OG Gen.
Yeah,
just call
OG
Gen.
From Iran to come and build something up. I bet the suffering was 20 years, dude. So
Oh,
it's like,
he tells the story, bro. He fell down many times.
I can't imagine.
But he came back up big. Yeah.
Beyond
He got
big, dude.
3 Bugattis,
Yeah, I was
dude.
gonna say not one, 3.
That's how you gotta do it, right? You gotta fail.
Crazy. You know who else is popping like that is Wes Watson. I don't know if you guys know.
I
that
love
dude.
Wes Watson.
He be going
dude.
crazy. He's like, you mother effers. You know what you need.
Which one's less than
I did 10
Oh,
years.
Dude, this guy was in prison 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now he makes $30 million a
He's a real
year.
estate guy too?
No, I think he's most like online programs, education, things like that. But dude, this guy is a savage.
Who parked like this?
Oh, it's just
This was the park job.
Oh my god.
bro, the handicap spot's literally right there. Just park in the handicap spot
Yeah.
already.
Oh my goodness. Man. All right, so we went on a massive tangent on the appeal, the instant gratification. What about let's jump into the glass business, bro. Let's highlight glass and everything like you're doing over here at the vape shop.
Yeah, at the smoke shop.
Yes.
The vape, smoke, whatever you call it.
Yes, you brought me
headshot.
some Cohibas. So it's not
Cohiba.
just a vape shop. I hope that didn't sound like, oh, what are you doing at the vape? So there's cigars. Like, give us a rundown, bro,
Yeah,
of the
so,
whole industry.
The vape shop pretty much is everything but cannabis. So we got Delta, which is becoming real big. It's pretty much like a cheaper cannabis choice. A lot of potheads actually come get that because it has the same effect for way cheaper.
Yeah.
As well as vapes are, you know how big vapes are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you see all these commercials about, stop vaping, all these
People are
don't
not
know
going to
how-
stop. It's like telling people to like stop drinking or something. You remember the
Exactly.
Prohibition era. It's like, people are just gonna. They would go on war if they try to take the vapes away.
Oh,
A
absolutely.
war would break out. A bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds with
We'll have a new Al Capone, bro. After
Yeah, bro.
Jewel
man. They
pods.
keep trying to ban things. You remember the jewels back in the day?
Yeah,
I was selling those in my dorm room actually.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly. But yeah, I was selling them to people when they were getting banned because they banned mango and mint, which every like 18, 19-year-old girl was going crazy about.
Yeah.
But obviously now it's insane. I told them over here he's smoking a North vape. Actually, my buddy is part owner of that. So
Yeah.
Breeze is another popular vape that's from Michigan that's now in the midst of a lawsuit. So it's looking like they're gonna get banned too. So they took advantage of the market and but yeah.
What's your favorite cigar?
My favorite cigar is. So I just started smoking. Actually, this guy right here, he's gotten me into cigars.
I'm
What's
get
your
into
favorite
it.
cigar?
I got a few. I've been on patina kick lately.
Yeah.
Patina's Plasencia is a good one for me.
I think I met
And
a
Arturo
Plasencia
Fuentes.
sales rep
What's
down
up?
in the city where everybody smokes, Big's Mansion.
Yep.
I think I
Love that
met a
place.
Latino Plasencia sales rep. I forget the gentleman's name.
Good cigars.
It's
If
a
you
good
like-
cigar. It
With
was-
your
it was
coffee, bro, it's
Solid. You do a black coffee like a French press or something?
no, I'm not crazy.
Not crazy?
No. We don't do crazy shit. I love my life. I'm not
Yeah?
too bitter.
Okay.
I do coffee, light cream.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
I go heavy on the cream. We know we got the.
Yeah, he goes
Dunkin', I
way
go
too heavy on
the cream.
Heavy on that cream, man. It's like
This guy gets an iced vanilla coffee, 4 creams, 4 sugars. He's asking to
Yeah,
die.
it sounds like me as like 14 or something.
I'm a sugar fiend, man.
I'm a sugar fiend, bro, and I've been on a crazy diet this last month, and I feel phenomenal, dude. Just meat, potatoes, pretty much. Meat, potatoes, and fruit. And so my sugar, I eat an apple, banana with peanut butter, and I drizzle honey on it. That's been my sugar.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee like at all.
Yeah.
Like maybe once in a while, if it's early.
What are you
morning.
talking about? That's Albanian culture, dude.
I know. I'm
Little espresso.
I'm against it. I drink tea, here and there.
Are there coffee bean fields or
coffee?
in Albania?
That's a good question.
It's a great
we'll,
question.
We'll have to double check. I don't know. Like most of them are like Turkish coffee. So
Yeah.
But yeah. I know. Like I said, we sell a lot of.
What's your favorite vape then? If you're not a big cigar guy?
Me, so I'm one of those guys that really don't smoke.
Dog.
Like the
Hey,
dealers.
he
gotta
don't get
rock
high
your
on his own
product.
supply.
Of course, when it's around, I think I'm I definitely,
Yeah.
smoke it. I don't really have a favorite like the North
Yeah.
breezes. Those ones are very popular when it comes to like males. I feel like
Yeah.
just the flavors are good. Yeah, I'm more of a cigar guy now. Now that he got me kind of into it.
Gonna get him
the
into it.
Cohibas are amazing. Those
Yeah.
are always
So it's a solid one to
a
start with.
great gift to be giving people because
Yeah.
there's 5 in them. They're
Yeah.
small.
He made me pay for mine.
You
And he gave me a shout out too, so I gave him I double dipped with him.
underrated or overrated Cubans?
I've never had one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got some in my. I got a cigar locker I smoke at the Humidor in Lisle, and
Oh,
it's
yeah, that
15
one's-
minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where I like to smoke. It's like a blue collar. You would never even
Yeah.
think it's not like a massive luxurious place, but it's a real homey place, and I love smoking there. They got a
sick, like
phenomenal-
Westmont, Lisle area.
yeah, it's got a
area is crazy.
phenomenal. I want to smoke. I smoked at Biggs in the city, but I heard there's a nicer place in the city than Biggs.
Nicer than Biggs?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I don't know the name of it, but it's like a 2-story one with the private, but it's like $5,000 a year to be
Yeah,
just a member
I
of
heard
there.
it's something crazy.
Yeah.
It's something stupid.
I don't
like that.
remember the name, but here in the suburbs, bro, we got 8 to 8, and we have the Byron Lounge, one in Schaumburg, one in Villa Park right here.
Yeah.
They just fully remodeled, amazing. So that's where I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
a
have to-
member of
we'll have
both,
to get
so
one.
let me know.
Don't be giving shout outs for free, man.
Oh,
Come on.
Yeah.
Only cigar shops. They're only cigar
Smoke
shops.
Shop, only
Listen,
Geneva Smoke Shop.
Geneva Smoke Shop, 24/7.
Now, do you guys have a cigar lounge?
So we don't right now. It's purely just a smoke shop. So come in, purchase, you leave.
Yeah.
But, probably the next goal is to get a cigar
Incorporate.
because I think.
Is there a license required to have a cigar lounge or something?
Yeah,
like that?
there's a different license because you need to have food and beverage
Yeah.
license. So I think that's where the more money's kind of at.
Yeah.
Obviously, the smoke shop's great. Great margins. We're talking 40-50% margins on everything we sell. So really great margins and great products. Things that people need to come every week, every day
Yeah.
and get. Another big thing, I don't know if you guys ever tried. It's called kratom.
Yeah.
No.
I've had a kratom drink once,
Yeah.
and it freaked me out.
How'd you feel?
Yeah, freaky. I'm already like,
You're jittering already, bro.
yeah, I'm already like really high energy. So like I don't do coffee, I don't do any energy drinks or anything like that because I'll go nuts.
Yeah.
So I had a kratom drink and it had me like locked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's different. So you probably got the one that like makes you focus more.
Yeah.
There's different strands. So yeah, I haven't tried it myself. That's actually one I'm going to I think try.
Don't do it.
Be safe, bro.
Yeah.
Now I gotta
Be safe.
I'm gonna give him one too.
No, I don't want none of that,
I'm
bro.
gonna give him in a water bottle like your
Yeah,
18-year-old
Fred.
boy.
Like, here, have this, you know.
Yeah, try this. We don't know
It's
what'll
liquid
happen.
heroin. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's obviously hard to get the traction to come to the shop. Just in Geneva, it's not very. I don't know people in Geneva personally, so it's been kind of a marketing challenge. But
Yeah.
little by little, we're getting more and more traction in there.
What are some of your guys' hobbies?
You want to start?
Anything?
The gym, the gym's big. Obviously, I think all of us, the gym. This
Speak
guy
for yourself. I hate
this
the
guy
gym.
also has, not just cigars, but boxing. He's showed me how to box a little bit.
We're teaching Jason throw a mean 1-2.
He's turning me into a man. No, I'm just kidding. Boxing's always something I wanted to do, but I just didn't have friends that did it. So, I felt that, feeling how it feels to spar someone and
Yeah.
still have love for them at the end of the day, respect for them.
Yeah.
I think that feeling definitely made me feel like great body wise, and then B, I think mentally it's different than going to the gym and lifting weights.
Dude, so true.
So
I love that shit.
So for you, gym and lifting weights, but what else then?
Another thing, you guys probably he knows about it, but pickleball is
Yeah,
it's been
okay,
a big
He's a
Pickleball.
certified
Pickleball.
coach over
I'm a
here.
certified coach. Hit me up if
No,
you wanna
seriously?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say,
I am the assistant certified.
I
did it
suck
before.
at it.
Yeah, don't worry, man. We'll
He's
play.
actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You played them?
Yeah, I owe him a sandwich because of it.
Jesus. What about you? What are your hobbies?
So I like Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Muay Thai boxing, like that. I could do that all day if I
Yeah.
wasn't hurt. Reading, eating, and cigars. That's it,
about
bro.
That's
I hate
about
the
it.
gym though.
Yeah.
I don't know how. If you guys enjoy lifting, it's not for me.
He's more
I
of
hate
a
that
guy
shit.
in the pool rooftop.
Just let me lounge, bro. I
Yeah.
like to lounge.
I like jujitsu more gym wise, but I do have a routine of what I like to go in and get it done. But I'm not a heavy lifter or anything like
Yeah.
that. Just real simple routine every single day, knock it out.
I'm in and out in 25 minutes. If I have
Yeah,
to
I feel like
lift,
my
bro.
lift's 25, 30 minutes, but then I'll do 25, 30 minutes in the cold tub and then sauna and steam.
Yeah, I think that's sauna.
30 minutes in a cold plunge.
No.
Oh.
Obviously, yeah, combination.
Shit, I'm about you about
It's
to
probably
die.
like 30 seconds in the cold tub, 29 minutes and 30 seconds in the, you know what I mean, in the sauna.
Honestly, that sauna like changes everything.
Sauna changes
You go
everything,
there
bro.
like I go there stressed and
Yes.
stay there for 15 minutes and I'm like,
Yeah, you can't be stressing it. You know what I mean? When you cooking, dog, you can't be stressed. When you come out like a baked chicken, you know what I mean? You can't be stressed no more.
I think I saw a study. If you spend like 15 minutes a week in
Yes,
a sauna,
you're
like
right.
lowers your chance of a heart attack or
Yes,
something
yeah,
like that.
are
Overall,
you quoting
Yeah.
Tony Robbins?
yeah,
That's a
bro.
Tony Robbins
Oh,
quote, bro.
Robbins, baby.
Quote
It's
that.
scientifically proven. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
I know.
Rogan came out. If Rogan said it, Dr. Rogan's always
Bro.
right. You know what I mean? So
He doesn't miss.
Huge. Everyone, like, especially the cold plunge, everyone has a cold plunge now in their
It's phenomenal.
freaking patio
yeah,
or
it boosts testosterone.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
What's so different lately?
Natural, yeah, natural boost to test, bro. You know what I mean? They say you're nuts as a as a male when you want to keep them cool. You know what I mean? So it's like the radiator in the engine. You
Let me take
know what I
notes.
mean? You
Hold
gotta
on.
cool.
Keep the nuts cool.
Yeah, keep your nuts
All right,
cool.
word
so.
up.
Man, just that cold plunge. It took me a while to get in there though. I was always
Oh yeah,
I was always just like feet only first, up to the
Dude, that
knees,
makes it
but-
harder, bro.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but that's how I would
Yeah,
go.
when you're
I wouldn't
going
go all
slow.
the way, but now now I can actually go.
What's as we wrap up? What's the goal next 5 years for each of you?
So I'm just trying to build a major, like a pretty big rental portfolio that could pay me and just set my foundation that way.
Yeah,
And then I want to start doing, owning, like buying businesses and making
Yeah.
them better.
yeah,
Because I think that'd be
Fire.
a lot more interesting.
yeah. Like private
Yeah.
equity.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
but
that
a
a
lot
lot.
more like small and medium-sized businesses. I
Yeah.
don't want to go too big.
I like that.
It's over my head.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, my goal pretty much is to sell this smoke shop hopefully in a year, and just keep investing into
Bigger things.
businesses.
Yeah.
And eventually, hopefully, get into some real estate too. I'm trying to do my first flip.
Yeah.
As well.
We're
as
going to get you involved.
We're gonna get trying to.
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
why
we're gonna
I
get
got
you
my main
involved.
Man over here, he's the expert. I try to have experts in every field. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just trying to keep succeeding and keep grinding for the next 5 years.
It was a favorite movie? Anybody got a favorite movie?
Honestly, bro, Wolf of Wall Street for me.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I was gonna say that too.
Your
Wolf of Wall
office is
Street?
like that vibe. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love it when they put.
Where's
it
the
on
midget?
Netflix.
You guys throw a midget yet?
Yeah,
We do. We do. No.
No, LJ's not.
Yeah.
Lost our midget.
You guys have a favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant, bro? All of them.
All of them.
All of
Food.
them. Yeah. If they got steak, I'm there.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah.
The problem is, man, I have a favorite, but then the next month there's a new restaurant.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite.
My favorite, I think, is RPM Seafood.
Okay.
Oh, you're a seafood guy.
I like the RPM Seafood a lot. I love calamari. I love steak though. I'm always gonna
Oh,
get a
man.
good steak.
You like the
I love
ambiance
lamb.
more, or you like the food more though?
The food. I don't.
Because the ambiance is crazy.
The
Bro, the
yeah.
ambiance is half the fun. What
yeah,
do you mean?
Yeah, that's. But I'm there to eat. You know what I mean? I don't
How
care.
come you always leave the decision to get calamari if you need it?
You bring steak in here. Yeah.
Because it's not his
I've had so
calories if you
much.
choose it, bro.
You want calamari? I'm like,
Yeah. I try to
Yeah,
force
we
it on others. You get it. We'll get it. I'll get it.
yes to calamari, but
So.
Calamari's a favorite, man. But man, all that, yeah, all those carbs.
Yeah, it don't matter. It's a little bit of breading.
It's okay, bro. You burn enough in jujitsu.
Exactly.
You're fine. What do you
So-
do, bro? What's your hobbies?
My hobby's just jujitsu. Jujitsu, read.
What are you reading these days? All
right
of these
now,
or
these are all
library,
read, but this is over 6 years, and I would say 80%, 70% of this is audible. I just keep the physical book for
you got to keep the
extra
physical
notes,
book, bro?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Notes, things like that. And then right now, I just finished Outwitting the Devil, and I'm
Whoa,
jumping,
that's an amazing
phenomenal book.
book.
Yeah,
Phenomenal book.
yeah. I just finished
Yeah.
that book, and then I'm going into War. So I think that is
By Robert Greene?
by Robert Greene.
Let me know how that
So,
goes.
Yeah, that'll be a solid book. But I found out over these last 6 years that pretty much every self-help book is just the same. You know what I mean?
Bro,
It's
literally
just
the
in
exact
different
same.
words, fancier. You'll find it's only good for different analogies and just like a refresh. It's like your car. You just fill up the gas.
Bro,
and
it's like if you need like a pick me up, read a
Yeah.
self-development. Like, do you really need someone to tell you that to be successful, you have to work hard and stay determined?
yeah, and that's what I found with all of them. Like if there was two common denominators between, there has to be a couple hundred that I've read over the last 6 years. And
Goddamn,
it's-
bro, take a break.
Bro, I just throw Audible on, bro. I just
Yeah,
throw Audible.
Audible's
Yeah.
It's 6 years. It sounds like a lot, but 6 years, you figure a book a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you have the Audible on, you throw it 30 minutes an hour, you can get a book a week every single.
What have
Every
been some
single
of your
weekend.
like most like inspirational books that you've read?
Well, the one that took my virginity was was The Secret. That one like. You guys like that? You guys like that? There's always
drop that line next
when
time.
you're real like when you first get the entrepreneur bug, you're real like I don't know if you guys you were real like just on fire, gullible, like
Oh my
everything
God,
was
yeah.
like absorbed and like mesmerized, and you were like having epiphanies. And for me, it was The Secret, and it was I think it's by Rhonda Byrne, and I think 90% of people say I think Tony Robbins says it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like and the book like opens up with it's like everything in this world you can create with your mind. And I'm just sitting there. I love Star Wars, and I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there like,
Like,
you know what I mean?
whoa,
Like,
I'm gonna bring
$1
that
million
bottle to me.
You know what I mean? Like, so that I think that was revolutionary for me, and it just kind of opened my mind. And again, it took my entrepreneurial virginity and made me.
How old were you?
Made me a man. It was 18 in my mom's basement.
And you're 25?
Yeah,
So what is that mom's basement?
yeah, I was.
Clip that.
That was. Yeah, we're just gonna make that one clip. How old? What happened? I was 18 in my mom's basement. What are they
So
talking
this is the
about?
story how I lost my virginity.
Yeah.
What happened? Yo, I read this book.
That's the next goal too. More
Lose
books,
your
man.
virginity?
No, that too. I need to lose it.
clickbait. How Tristan Dlabik lost
For
his
real.
virginity.
30-year-old virgin.
I need to get more into reading, man. That's the one. I'm a big
Bro,
networker, man. I love
Patrick
to-
Bet David, that's all he swears by. He's like, he met this gentleman that told
Yeah.
him in his younger age, he's like, if you will just go above and beyond in your self-development and your reading, I promise you, you will get so rich, you'll get so wealthy, you will pass up all of these people. And that's the one thing I hold on to because I am not
Yeah.
That's
like
facts,
talented.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
facts. You know, I try to learn from people, but you gotta.
People are
the
dumb.
books is
Yeah.
The problem with the books is like you gotta know the fundamentals. And I feel
Yes.
like the books.
You know, and I get humbled a lot because I figure I'll probably read 50 pages a day on average. If you look up how many pages on average Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger read,
man.
Yeah.
it's like 500 plus a day.
Yeah, he's
Who
got
got that kind of time, bro?
I don't know. They say that this. I just finished this book called The Tao of Charlie Munger, and it's just like a little docu-series, like 200 pages, phenomenal book, and it literally said 20% of the book he like despises working out. So I'm like getting offended there. I'm like, he's
Man,
like those
fuck
of you
this
that
guy.
work out, he's
He's
like,
like 9 years old
he's like,
now. So
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, I eat what I want. I just read all day and I invest, and that's why I'm better than you. And I'm like, dang, dude.
Yeah, but he's out of shape.
Those guys,
Yeah.
those guys.
It's like Wes.
It's
It's like Wes
Yeah.
Watson saying like, nobody cares. You get out the Rolls Royce and have titties. You know what I mean? If you're a dude,
Bro, if I want to be like 75 and like jacked.
jacked.
'Cause,
Absolutely.
You know, I
Like-
still want to be able to walk and
like-
enjoy my money.
like my boy up here. I don't know where his book is, but Dan Bilzerian has a book, and
Oh, with the
I-
little bull icon?
yeah, with the boy. And
Yeah.
it's like I personally don't want 30 women, but I do respect the being
Yeah.
50 and rich and being jacked. You know, so it's
He's
like
50?
I'm just
Nah,
comparison.
yeah,
to us,
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking.
My
at
bad,
it.
my bad, my bad, my bad.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you. Anybody that's older than us, I call them 50. You
You're
know what I
right.
mean?
Honestly,
So
they
it's
are.
That's a good mindset.
Yeah, it's like
I just
oh,
don't want my, that thing that old people have, that chin drop.
Yeah, no. That's
If I
not
go
gonna
like
be
my chin better not move when I
yeah,
go like
nah,
this.
ever.
Wait,
Yeah.
so when I hit 30, am I gonna be 50?
You've been 50, dog.
You've
You're
been
29.
50.
You're 50 now. Yeah,
Sorry,
you're 50
brother.
now,
Sorry.
dog.
You're tall, so tall people are just naturally older in
Yes.
my head. You had longer period of time to grow than me.
All right, I'll take
That's how I look at it.
Wiser, right? Older people are wiser, so I'll take
Yeah.
You should read Nine Figure Mindset by Brandon Dawson.
That sounds really good.
I haven't read
literally
it,
bu- I
but
literally
I
buy
hear
every
it's good.
book. I'm gonna buy it right now. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
I just bought it 2 days ago, so I gotta read
I'm
it.
gonna go surprise
Uh,
my sister and take her to Louis Vuitton. So I might as well spend this.
Yeah, spend like $22 on a book, bro. So you can afford the Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. So what's it called? Nine figure
Nine Figure Mindset by Brandon Dawson.
mindset.
So he
Got it.
built his business by buying and selling small and medium-sized businesses. So it's all about
I
systems
love
and processes.
private equity and
Yeah.
getting into businesses, invest. Yeah, I feel like that's. It
He works
sounds
for Grant
so easier
Cardone.
on the outside because it's like, all right, I'll just buy this business that you suck at running, replace you, put somebody good in there, let it build up, kind of like a home,
Yeah.
refinance in 2 years, and sell it out.
Bro, but it is that simple because how many people do you know are like great? Like if I was an engineer or like a plumber, I might be a great plumber, but god awful businessman.
Yeah.
Might be a great rapper, but a bad businessman.
Yeah.
Which is why it's like you might be the artist, but not the actual.
You know who
like,
I feel bad for is like you mentioned that Lil Wayne dropped an album today, and I
really?
heard.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Isn't he like
he's I gotta
60, bro?
listen.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think of it and I was like, his net worth. If you look it up, it says it's like 100 mil or something like that. But then you'll hear him talk. He's like, he does not have that money. You know what I mean? So these
Yeah.
contract deals and things they got sucked into, and it's like you feel bad for somebody that's so talented that just there's no representation, and then you'll have somebody like a Wes Watson that's like built up what I call like digital real estate. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
he-
I'm
he's
investing a lot
paid,
of
yeah.
money into that. So I'm like, I think of that. I'm like, man, imagine like being Lil Wayne and putting like 30 years into rap and like revolutionizing like the rap industry, and then you got somebody like Wes Watson that's put like 5 years into social
Out
media
of prison.
and it's probably like 10 times.
Dude doesn't even have
liquid
hair.
money. Yeah, bro, crazy.
I gotta look this guy up after this.
Wes Watson.
I'll
yeah,
send you an interview,
He'll get you hyped, dog. He said he'll get on the podcast. He just needs like 10 bands.
10
So,
bands, man. Maybe
That's
we'll-
something I'm not ready to drop right now
That's
on
a lot.
podcast. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like is he
What's
gonna
the
come
name of
out
this
and just
podcast,
flame
by the
me
way?
the whole exactly. See, I'm not spending time. You don't even know it. Yeah, you don't know. Whose podcast is this? Where are we? This is my mom's basement. No, I'm just playing. So, Adversity
Virginia
Kings.
was lost like right over there.
There's a turtle in here, so we have. I had
You
to.
gotta
I
let the
held it
turtle
for.
walk around,
I
man.
held it for one of the podcasts and it peed on me.
Oh
So
man.
Oh, forget that. Just leave it on the
Horrible.
table, bro. Let it sleep.
it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's dumb. It would walk off, but it was a large amount of pee. You know what I mean? Like for a turtle, dude. Like I was like, oh my god,
Never
this
seen a
sucks.
turtle pee, so I don't know how much.
I've never held a turtle, bro.
Yeah, no, this thing's
That's a sick.
I don't know if I want to
Crazy,
like.
Sick
dude.
pet though. I
Crazy.
don't know if you have a backstory to it or.
no. Just I grew up in the South in the country, so I've always liked animals.
What nationality are you, bro? White,
Black and white. Yep, black
Okay,
and
I
white.
couldn't tell.
So mom's side is Scottish and Czech, maybe some Irish in there. So just
Yeah.
the whites, and then my dad, just black. So
There you go.
yeah. So that's
You're
about
two-tone, bro.
Two-tone, bro. Caramel, whatever. Whoever says what. So Adversity Kings. Let's shout you guys out. Where can people find you?
Instagram,
Whatever.
Jason Tumba, TUMBA.
Pretty much everywhere. RMG Realty.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Make sure you text us too how to spell your name because
I got you.
they'll and if you guys want proper spelling of your ats,
Mhm.
we'll put it in there as well. So
Cool.
just send that over. Cool. Another episode of Adversity Kings. Just unsubscribe if you didn't enjoy this. Thank you.